I'm building this 1/12 scale model of a Sears Kit House, and today I'm going to show you how I'm assembling the back walls and attaching them to the rest of the house. Within these walls will be the kitchen pantry and the bedroom closet. I need to get this wall assembly attached together so that I can start working on the inside of the kitchen pantry and the bedroom closet. I won't be putting the siding on these walls until I've completed the inside. I need to complete the inside of these rooms before I complete the outside because I wouldn't be able to get my tools inside this small area once these walls are attached. So let's have a look inside the house. This is the kitchen. And this is the doorway leading into the living room. On the other side of this wall is the bedroom. This is the screen door leading out onto the back porch. And this is the doorway leading into the kitchen pantry. We're looking down into the house now. This is the back of the house. These are the open walls of the pantry. So this is a picture of the back of the house. We see the screen door leading out onto the back porch. This is the back porch, and the wall directly to the right would be the kitchen pantry. This is from the inside of the house looking at the screen door and leading out onto the porch. The doorway on the left-hand side of the screen door will be the doorway into the kitchen pantry. I need to build an opening between the walls at the top and bottom where the pantry is. These old houses would have an opening at the bottom of the wall and at the top of the wall, which would be covered with screen to keep insects and rodents out. These will be the vents to the pantry. The cool air would come in through the bottom. As the air gets hotter, it rises and it's expelled from the top opening. This creates an airflow in the pantry, making the temperature in the pantry several degrees cooler than the rest of the house. I'm measuring up these bits of wood that will be used at the top and bottom of the wall where the pantry vents are located. There weren't refrigerators in these days, and many country homes didn't even have electricity until the 1950s. You'll need a cool space where you can keep all your items like milk, butter, and vegetables, fruit, and other perishables. I'm using my bandsaw to cut these pieces of wood to length. I'll use a bit of wood glue and clamp these pieces in place. On the inside wall where these openings are would be an insulated cupboard where you could store these types of perishable items. Not everybody had an icebox, and refrigerators were really expensive, and they required electricity. Another popular place to store perishable food items would be in the cellar or basement of the house, and they might even have a root cellar on the property, which was a dugout below ground which would remain cooler even during the hot weather. I'm going to place these pieces of wood about 1 inch from the top and 1 inch from the bottom between the wall beams. 1 inch would be equal to about 1 foot if this were a full-size house. I'm gluing the pieces in place using some wood glue. I wiped off the excess glue using a paper towel. I used a bar clamp to hold the pieces snugly in place while the glue dried. I let the glue dry with the clamps in place and used a stapler to staple the cross beams to the vertical wall studs. This will give some extra strength to the wall assembly. When the glue dried, I removed the bar clamps. I used some popsicle sticks to line the inside of the pantry vents. I want this surface to have a smooth finish because I'm going to be painting it later. I used my bandsaw to trim the popsicle sticks to length. When I got the pieces of wood trimmed to the right size, I used a bit of wood glue and glued them in place. I used my sander to trim down the popsicle sticks to the right length. Once I'd lined both the pantry vents, I fastened the wall assembly down to the main structure of the house using a clamp to hold it in place. I applied some wood glue to the corners of the walls and glued them together. I didn't glue these wall assemblies to the floor because I have to remove them later. I need to make sure that this wall assembly is removable while I'm building and finishing the inside of the pantry and the bedroom closet. Once I completed the pantry and the bedroom closet, I'll glue and screw this wall assembly in place permanently, and then I'll put the siding on the walls. I used some C-clamps to hold the corners of the wall assembly together while the glue dried. I then added some glue to the corner of the back wall. I put the assembly in place and used another C-clamp to hold the other corner of the wall assembly in place as well. I let the glue dry overnight, and the next day I removed the clamps. I examined the wall assembly and everything looked pretty good. The fit wasn't bad and I was pretty happy with it. You can see here the pantry vents. I did notice, however, that the side wall overlaps a bit, so I would have to add another piece of wood to make the vent just a little bit smaller. I'm going to use another piece of wood. I'm going to be gluing this piece of wood on the left-hand side of the pantry vent. This should resolve the problem. I measured a piece of wood and trimmed it to size using my bandsaw. The fit was pretty good. I used my belt sander to smooth the surface of the wood and make sure I had a smooth finish so that I could paint it later. I glued these pieces of wood in place. I carefully removed the excess glue. I'm going to be adding some extra screws to the corners of the wall assembly to make it stronger, so I'm drilling in some pilot holes into the wall before I put the screws in. This hopefully should stop the wood from cracking when I put the screws in. I'm using 4 1-inch wood screws. I'll be using my electric screwdriver. I did a review about this tool and I really like it. I'll put a link in the description for you if you want to check it out later. I find this electric screwdriver a really handy tool, and it's a really great addition to my toolbox. Hey, if you're enjoying my video, please hit the like button. As a new YouTuber, it really helps me out, and if you're enjoying my videos, maybe even consider subscribing. That'd be awesome. The wall assembly is pretty sturdy. Screws and nails are always a good idea to use in addition to wood glue if you can. I'm going to paint inside the pantry vents with gray paint to match the rest of the house. In this photograph, you can see the top and bottom air vents for the kitchen pantry. The cool air enters through the bottom vent. As the air warms up, it rises and it will be expelled through the upper vent. This will create airflow in the pantry, which will keep the pantry a few degrees cooler than the rest of the house, even in warm weather. On the inside wall of the house would be a cupboard, and probably it would be insulated, and you could keep your perishables like butter, milk, and eggs in there. This was important because not everybody had refrigerators. Never mind refrigerators, some people didn't even have electricity. In some rural areas, electric power didn't even arrive until the 1950s. Perishable items could also be stored in the cellar or basement below ground where it was cooler, and some people built root cellars, which were basically a dugout covered with dirt. You could store food in there during the warm months. I'm using some garden ground cloth to represent the screen. I did a video about screen doors and screens. I'll put a link in the description and a link at the end of this video. Just need to click it if you want to check it out. Screen doors, now there's an interesting topic. Yeah, check it out anyway, you might like it. It's kind of interesting to see how innovative people were back in those days. I'm using my hot glue gun to glue the miniature screens in place. So let's go inside and have a look around. This is the kitchen, and this is the kitchen window looking out onto the front porch. And this is the wall between the kitchen and the bedroom. This is looking down from the top into the kitchen pantry. And there's the link I told you about, the one about screen doors in these older houses, and the innovative ways that people had to keep their houses cool during hot summer days. Give it a click and check it out. We'll see you in the next video.